Hey everyone! Are we live? Are we here? It says we're live. I'm gonna wait for chat to tell us that we're live. And until then, I'm gonna do a little dance.
Knock, knock.
Also, huh? So while we wait for chat to catch up, I'm going to tweet that we are live. Oh, there's chat. Jesse says, I see you. And Dumb Little Fox says, hello. Hello, and welcome to the stream. Hey, Sparrow. So let me just tweet that we are live. Also, everyone enjoy these while you can because they are officially getting too long for me to function. Because now I'm afraid I'm going to break them.
You do this a lot?
Like, I have to. Yeah, I do that on everything, on my cheek, on like my laptop. That's one of my favorite parts of having them. And I love having long nails. And thankfully, my nails are very healthy. So it's really easy for me to get them long. But then there comes a point where when I type, the nail is like, I wish I could show you guys, but basically the nail is like this far above the key that I'm trying to type on. So then to type, I have to like bend my finger like this, and that hurts after a while. And then and I can't open anything anymore because now I'm like, oh God, what if they break?
Have you
That's
seen the
gonna
SNL
hurt.
skit with
So I
Neil
just
Patrick Harris with long nails?
cutting soon. Possibly. I don't.
They work at
I've seen
like
a
a
lot of
flight
skits
control
with long
thingy
nails.
with long nails, and they also type like.
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
I think it's him and Kirsten Wiig, or something like that.
I don't know people's names. I'm sorry.
Just one from
I'm
Bridesmaids.
sorry, famous people. I only know an actor's name if I've seen them in like 10 different things. Until I've seen them in 10 different things, then I'm kind of like, oh, that's that one person. What's their face? And then Chris will be like, so and so. And I'm like, yeah, so and so. And I will eventually learn their name that way.
Same. I'm like, is that person from that show?
So. Oh, Hi, Tori. Hey, Mary. Yeah, I really wish I could keep them like this one. If they could just stay the length of this one or this one forever, it would be fine. But like the middle one, and the middle ones break the least often too because I don't use that finger for a lot. So it's just like I'm sorry, fingers, but you're getting cut soon. And I can't go to Chrissy to do my nails, so I'm just gonna have to cut them short.
It's a dog-eat-dog world.
It is. Hey, Cody. See, it's just I've been that way since I was a kid. I got it from my grandma. My grandma also grows her nails like really long and really strong, except my grandma is more like prissy than I am. I'm a far bigger tomboy. So like her nails will get like out to here. And they're just her nails. They're like not fake nails or anything. That's just her natural nail gets out to there. And I'm like, there is no physical way for my nails to get that long before one of them breaks. And the moment one of them breaks, they're all gone. I can't do it. I can't do one short nail. They all must be short. I can do slightly different lengths, but not one short and the rest long.
I'm a nurse, so it's just all short nails all day long for everyone.
Yeah, that's the one advantage that's one of the advantages of the stay-at-home thing. I can't get fun shapes though, unfortunately. I do have to keep them round or keep the edges like blunted, or my children get like scratches.
What is fun shape on nails?
Oh, well, like you can get them kind of shaped like a coffin, or just like pointy, or just
I don't know that. Welcome
Yeah,
to
you
this
can.
TED Talk about nails.
Yeah, you can get them shaped. Like, I think because of how my fingers are shaped, a coffin nail on me would look really cool. But I'm terrified that if I got a coffin shape, my children would go blind because, you know, I'd like go to roughhouse with them or play with them and then accidentally stab them in the eye.
Yeah, it would definitely be a safety hazard. OSHA would be over you.
Hey, Sherry. Hi, Thomas. Welcome back. To tell people they are number one. Well, yes, but you don't risk breaking a nail that way. Also, for anybody who wants to know, the like I also currently can't like properly punch. Well, no, yes I can. That's not what I meant to say. If you want to know how to properly punch somebody when you have long nails, or just to avoid breaking your fingers in general, like this. This is how my dad taught me to punch people to avoid breaking my fingers and my fingernails.
Very practical knowledge to have. Do you fight a lot?
I'm a woman, so just knowing how to defend myself was very important to my father.
True.
I also know how to stab people in many different ways.
I just know how to drug people. That's my specialty.
Hey, Audra. Ooh, yay! I hope you get that in there as soon as possible because it's getting summer. Rounded on the sides and flat on top. I think that's how mine are right now. I think. I can't even tell anymore. See, you would think that this works, but here's the problem with that, okay? You can't
DNA
really
evidence.
claw people with fingernails very well because also the nail could break, and if the nail breaks, you can actually break it at the nerve endings, and then you're more fucked than they are. Thank you, Audra. The nail world is much larger than one. That's fair. Audra says she loves you. I can't stand long nails. I don't like them when they're too short because, like, when they're too short, I like do this, and I'm like just so dissatisfied with life.
With my straight boy
Yeah,
nails.
I couldn't do it. There's so many jobs that I'm like can't do because I'd have to cut my nails.
Won't do it. Shan't
Which
do
is
it.
funny. I had a friend who was like in high school. There was almost nothing girly about me. I shopped in the boys section because like I was shaped weird at the time, so no girl clothes fit me or anything. I was too lazy to learn makeup and everything, but I had long nails and I always painted my nails. And he was like, I just don't understand. And I'm like, I love my nails. I can't. Nope. It's just the thing. So like ever since I was a kid, that's just the thing. I've always liked the nails, and I feel so like it's just a different mentality and mannerisms that come with having nails that I really like. And I talk with my hands a lot. So
It does bring a
I
certain
enjoy
energy
being able
to
to do that.
like conversation when you can go all technical with your nails.
Oh yeah, I love getting the every now and then when I can, I like to get the like fake nails that are extra long so that I can just do that for like a week or two and then going back to my real nails. Which I'm sure everybody came here for nails and beauty. Nobody came to the writing sprint to write. Let me pull up a sprint. 15-minute timer. Copyright strike. No. Ooh, there's a rainbow one. We're gonna do rainbow today. Because my daughter's beside me, looming over. Or maybe not, because I can't. Let me start it over. I'm a fight with this timer, y'all. There we go. It wouldn't let me drag it over. I keep mine short for teaching. All right, Sparrow would like some assistance. Does everybody think she should work on novel or YouTube scripts? Thomas
As her
is
critique
here for the
partner,
nail chat.
I want her to work on the novel. I'm not biased in any way, shape, or form whatsoever.
I think maybe Stig's vote shouldn't count. No, I'm kidding.
You bitch.
We've still got about 5 minutes before our first sprint. I may or may not end up stripping off the t-shirt because it's getting a little hot in the house.
It's getting hot in here,
So,
but please keep all your clothes on.
No, you can't control me.
You're not the boss of me now.
Now that song's stuck in my head. You're not the boss of me now.
It's a great show, though.
My brain just went, it's a show? I only know the song.
What's the show? Malcolm in the Middle? Isn't that from that?
I have no idea. Maybe?
I might be having a stroke.
I
don't know.
I only know of Malcolm in the Middle. I've never actually seen Malcolm in the Middle.
I've seen it a couple
Revote's
of episodes.
novel. Oh, yes.
But
everybody else, let us know. Let us know what you're working on tonight. I will be working on first something for a critique partner, and then either a script or something else for a critique partner. Probably a script. I'm trying to get ahead on those. Oh, excuse me. Well, Sophie has requested the bomb timer, so goodbye, Rainbow Timer. It really doesn't take a lot to convince me. The bomb timer also doesn't frustrate me, so. Black Birch also votes novels. Let's do the wolves do their things. Thomas votes for novels. If you have a video ready for next week, you can write your novel, is what Sherry says. Stig's vote doesn't count because I already asked him on Facebook and he didn't. Oh, that's cold.
Can't believe it came from you like that, Sparrow.
Shade here live on stream.
There you go. I've answered you.
Candy's working on her video because she's a rebel. Yeah. Yeah, I think we used to do that in my high school too. I don't know if you did it in your high school, just that's where we did it. Novel votes win, woohoo! Audra's working on her first draft. Yeah, face though. Thomas is outlining his novella tonight. I'm sorry, my brain like stopped because it was physically like banana moon, banana moon, banana moon. And I like had to let that process. Jesse might be switching between his whip and critique. He'll see how he feels. That's fair. Dumb Little Fox is working on their first draft of a novel. Sherry's working on a horror dark fantasy novel, trying to figure out what's wrong with their e-reader. It's a Kobo, and they've had it since... I'm not sure how long that would be, because you could be 18 or 45. Black Birch is continuing their whip. Tori is working on their Ghost Hunter Fever Dream novel. That was just fun to say. All right, if anybody has any e-reader recommendations, Sherry's asking for some. I like Nooks myself, but I also have not owned a new Nook. My Nook is like almost 10 years old. Sherry is 25. So your Kobo is almost as old as my Nook. Sophie's working on their whip. Yes, I hate when I'm like, I will definitely be finished by this thing now, and then I'm not finished, but I'm almost there. It makes it feel much more frustrating to me. Home stretch.
Do it, Sophie. We believe in you.
We do. Sparrow likes Kindle. By next week's stream. Yes. I like and am heartwarmed that your goal is by my next stream. That's awesome.
We measure time in Sam streams now, not in weeks.
Sam
Just
streams, yes.
FYI.
Tori uses an iPod because she's too cheap to buy something new. That's also fair. Audrey used to sell Nooks and approves of them. Sparrow's also nearing the end of her novel. That's also extremely valid. I'm all for that.
Mental health is important.
Yes. So let me get on this screen sharing. Yes, I know screen sharing is easiest to do on a good computer. What you're trying to say every week? What you trying to say?
I think you know what it's trying to
To be
say,
fair,
Sam.
I could tell it. To be fair, I could tell that it to stop saying that. I'm just lazy and stubborn. All right, so is everybody ready to start the first sprint?
Aye, aye, Captain.
I want to put this up here real quick because Sophie says, honestly, your streams are the only things I do weekly right now. Stig isn't wrong. Oh.
So what I'm gathering from
I'm
that is
glad
that you
they're
should do more
helping.
streams.
No, I can't. Chris is going back to work as of tomorrow, so I won't be on Savvy's Wednesday streams for the foreseeable future, at least for the next 2-3 weeks, because I need to figure out the schedule with the kids and everything, get back into that routine. My Monday streams are fine though, because I did them early enough to make sure that even when he went back to work, I'd still finish before their bedtime. And my sister is coming over to help with that. So everybody, appreciate my sister.
We appreciate you,
All
Sam sister.
All right. And we're going to do it in 3, 2, 1, go. Hello?
Hi.
Hello? Are we back?
I am.
Hi. I forgot to turn the volume down this time. Hi.
Did you get an explosion?
I forgot to turn the volume down for the YouTube video this time. So yeah, it exploded really loud in my ears and like my fist came.
I didn't hear anything from the explosion.
Whew. Anyway. I think maybe it's because it's in my headsets. So I think I'm the only one who hears the explosion.
Sad times.
Or because I'm muted. I don't know. All right, so everybody, tell us how you did. I finished the first page of 4 or 5 that I need to read because my first 10 minutes I was helping my daughter with something.
Also a very important task. I got 385 words.
Awesome. All right, Cody's unit is in an operational. Yeah, the AC. All right, Sparrow's working on chapter 47. Thank you. Kitty in the lap, yeah. Blackbirch also has the kitty in the lap. Mine are all oh, hey, there's one.
You had one poking by earlier, like in the frame in the background, I saw.
Yeah, he's up there. I don't even notice them half the time. They're just my children. They're all background to me.
I play a drinking game when I watch your videos, where I drink every time there's like a cat tail walking by the screen.
That is so hard for me not when I'm editing every single video. I did it in one video, but I don't want to do it in everyone. But sometimes I'll be like, kitty shark do 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 do.
I like it though. It's like a fun game. It's like House on Haunted Hill when there's like a bunch of ghosts in the background and you can like spot the ghost in certain scenes.
There's also lately a lot of Artemis who will just go and for some reason explore the fireplace thing. She never does that unless I'm recording a video. If I'm recording a video, she'll be like, oh, what is this brand new piece of furniture that hasn't been here for 2 years?
Let me take a closer look.
One video got pretty bad because she kept trying to use my shoulder to get up and down it, and I'm like, what are you doing, cat?
Excuse me, ma'am, I'm working.
Ree's writing in a notebook. She needs to. Oh, I understand. Hello and welcome to the stream. Oh, apparently your name's almost like Sophie's MC's. Not really.
Depends on the context, I think.
Yeah, that I'm gonna say default-wise, no, but in some context, yes. I'm like, excuse, why are you doing it tenderly? That was not a thing that needed to be done tenderly. But just in general, no.
It's someone on the subway that you don't know, and it is 11 in the evening. That's a no. But it's someone you know, and it's 11 a.m. in your bed. That's another story.
Well, at 11 a.m., that still depends on who and how long I've been awake.
Oh, I get up at 11
sometimes
a.m.
the children will. Sometimes at 11 a.m. when I've been up recording at 6 a.m., the children come in and tenderly pet my cheek, and I'm like, why are you touching me?
Who disturbs my slumber?
Where's your father? Hello. Rehears things. Woohoo! All right, Jesse got 475 words then. Oh yeah. Kaboom!
Had to upstage me, Jesse, didn't you?
Go talk to your father. We just discussed this. Gabriel went discussed it? No. Sparrow got 83 words. Audra got 162 words. That was never 15 minutes. It was 15 minutes. It says it is.
Candyland, it was 5.
Only got 41 words, but that what? Left us on a
That what,
cliffhanger.
Sophie? That what?
Tori got 350. Silent, but I'm glad it was silent for all of you because it was not in my headset. 310. Candy is. Come on. Oh. Aw, yeah.
Ooh.
I started editing captions for my first video and have not been able to finish, and that's just like one of my side goals is to be able to caption. Other than that, I enunciate clear enough that most of the audio captions are good, so I'm like, it's fine for now. 0 words, was looking at e-readers. That's also important. So far, only Kobo can mail it to my address. Well, that is unfortunate. I am sorry. Ah, the cliffhanger explained. I only got 41 words, but that's because I had to explain the difference between sauerkraut and red cabbage to someone, which is a very important task.
Doing the Lord
Ooh,
work.
excuse me.
Sophie.
I agree. 628 words. Carrie did some journaling in her wellness planner. Ah, yeah. Thomas is working on the midpoint. Woohoo! He keeps singing Baby Shark. It's either that or Jaws. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I don't know if it's like in the normal Baby Shark because my kids don't actually watch the Baby Shark. I just know about it via memes. There's this one where it starts out with the Jaws thing and it's like da 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 dun 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 dun, and I was like, oh, that was clever.
I hate
So.
that.
I could probably also appreciate it because my kids don't actually play it. So, Mary spent the first few minutes trying to figure out what to do. Decided to pull up a draft for the prequel and read through it. Oh, well, did you at least enjoy reading it? Jaws would be preferable.
Agree, Sparrow. Agree.
I meant titles and descriptions rather than captions. Ah, got you. Suddenly, everyone leaves my stream to never return because of that. All of my children have convenient like 2-syllable nicknames, so I sing it to them and I remix it with their nicknames. So I would do it, but I don't want everyone to just be like, no, it's stuck in my head. But also one of my children just appeared, so know that I am exhibiting a lot of self-control for all of you.
Very much appreciated, Sam. Thank you.
It's me.
Well, that's good to know. Do you want to say hi? Since you just inserted your face over here.
It's me. Hi.
Here, say hi.
It's me, Mario.
Say hi and tell them your name.
Hi.
Who are you?
Michael.
Are you gonna talk or you just want to make faces at yourself?
It's me, Mario.
Oh, now you talk. I think he just wants to make faces at himself.
It's me, Mario.
You're welcome.
Look, oh, he left. Look, people say hi. Stig, Matt wants to know what you're drinking.
I'm
See,
drinking
they said
Battery
hi,
Light
Michael.
because I'm a lady.
Hi.
Cheers, Matt.
Is that everybody put comments?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello.
See, everybody said hi, Michael.
Hi, everybody. How can I see?
I was checking my break timer, child. Gosh. Are you just gonna stand there now? Making faces. Jesse says, Matt, welcome. Yes, hello. I see that the number of viewers has grown. So welcome to everybody that's new. Oh, Stig, you never introduced yourself. So let's do the intro now, 42 minutes into the stream, because I'm pro that way. So I'm writing mom, Samantha L. Nasset. I talk about writer stuff, parent stuff, and writer-parent stuff. Stig, go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Stig. I'm also a writer, Mom. No, I'm not. I'm a struggling artist anyway, writing on my first debut novel, a brain fart. What's it called? Space opera. A very gay space opera about family and sacrifice.
Yeah. Boy. Sorry, I'm being mildly distracted by this one.
I also have a problem
So
where
how was
Word
everybody's
refuses to
weekend?
recognize my main character's name.
You can right-click and tell it to add to dictionary.
I try that, but it won't do that. It just wants to ignore everyone or correct it.
Candy wants to know what kind of art you do, Stig.
I meant writing when I talked about art, but other than that, I paint very poorly, and I draw even worse. I also knit. Is that art? That's gotta be art, right?
I'm not sure if the... Oh, there's the chat. Maybe, if it pops up. There we go. It's about discovering where you came from and choosing your own path, but it's straight? Question mark.
Ew. Just joking.
Yes, the straight and narrow.
Everybody's putting
Oh, it's
comments.
Stig. I just
Stig.
I have an
Yeah.
accent, so sometimes I over enunciate the eeg, but that's just because I'm Southern and we over enunciate most middle strong syllables.
Stig, like in syrup.
Knitting is totally art. Paint very poorly and draw even worse. If that's not a mood, I don't know what it is. Boy, go play now. Shoot, go. Knitting is fiber art. Sophie asking the real questions. I crochet. I have not crocheted in so long, but I used to make dice bags. I do bad crochet. Also, art. You have a father. Go ask your father. I'm about to message Chris on Discord. Come get our children.
Pick up the spawn, please.
Craftwork is art. The fireworks. Did I say your name in my video?
You did say my name in your
Sparrow
video,
needs to know.
and you said it right. So
Do
good
you
job.
remember if your name was said correctly?
It was. I think she asked me how to pronounce it before the video, if my memory serves me. Well, that might have been you. Can't remember. But I think it was Sparrow.
I always assumed your name was pronounced Stig because I know the basics of most language grouping phonetics, and I'm dyslexic, so like all words are pronounced phonetically to me. So
Yeah, I think
that's,
most
I'm
English
just like
people just say.
it's a Scandinavian word.
Yeah, most English people just say Stig,
Stig
and
or
I respond
Stig.
to that. I never had Stig though. I've always had Stig, and I do respond to that. So
I knew that I knew the I could be a long E, and I was like, it's probably Stig, because that made more sense to me from what I knew of Scandinavian names. But my French teacher also got into an argument with me once because my, last name is Nasset, And he was like, "Are you sure it's not Nasset? Because it looks very French." And I'm like, "No, it's Norwegian. It's Nasset. Like you sit on your ass, Nasset." And he's like, "But are you sure? Because it looks, the ET is a very French thing, and then it would be Nasset." And I'm like, "I'm
Sir,
really,
I'm sure.
really sure. I know my last name. I'm very, very sure that my great, great, great grandfather Okalaxon came over, and they were all like, you know what? We can't pronounce or spell that, so it's Nasset now." Because that's the county you came over from. And
It's
they were
coming
just
to
like,
the point where I even pronounce my own name the American way. So thank you for pointing that out, Jesse.
just for making it all easier. It was supposed to ask if I said it wrong. I can't type tonight. My brain goes faster than my fingers. Well, Steve can always check it later.
I think she said it right, because I would have dragged her if not.
Well, then there you go. That's like, I know your name is Dyrdal, but I still type it Drydal. But like in my head, I'm like, it's Dyrdal. But when I type it Drydal.
Drydal.
And I'm like, that's not it's not how it goes. At least I don't say Drydal.
True. If you want to be like really pro, it's Dyrdal, but that's a bit hard.
Trying. They're talking about scarves. It's supposed to be Lithuanian. I would say that Lithuanian.
Lithuanian is a language.
Or yeah, there you go, Lithuanian. See, like I said, I process words extremely phonetically until I'm told how they're. So I will go syllable by syllable and be like, "That's it, right?" It was like, "No, Sam. Some of them can be combined." Lies. Okay, they're still talking about that. Okay, so technically our break timer just went off.
Does this mean we get to write more?
Yes, this means we're gonna do another.
Well, that's good news for Sophie. It's another batch this week, eh?
Tori says people always pronounce my last name depressed when it's depressed. I don't know how people keep mispronouncing it. Well, the thing with I'm okay. I'm on like two different viewpoints that kind of coincide when it comes to pronouncing somebody's name incorrectly, because like one, everybody has an accent. So even if they know the correct way to pronounce something, that doesn't mean that they're going to say it right, because sometimes your mouth is actually incapable of making the correct sounds to say certain things. Like, I'm sure that there's a lot of words that I just can't say because I didn't grow up making those sounds, so I'm never actually going to be able to say that word right. But I'll still try. Also, everybody, like every language has their own set of phonetics, right? And that is the one that people are going to default to. So if your name has sounds outside of that phonetic, that most people aren't really going to know or realize that. So I don't really think it's an issue that people mispronounce a name the first time they see it. But like if you correct them 2 or 3 times and then they like make no effort to pronounce it correctly, that's when I'm like, come on, people. It's not that hard to try to pronounce somebody's name right. It's their name. Put in the effort. People deserve that respect. But like the first or second time, I'm all like, people just fuck up. No one's perfect.
There's a lot of foreigners in my workplace.
So that's where I sit on names and mispronouncing them.
We get foreign like work power,
Mm-hmm.
and there's people from like Africa and Asia, and people always try to kind of Norwegianify the names because they don't want to bother learning like the proper pronunciation of names, and that annoys me a lot.
Yeah, like I said, it's the first time I find forgivable, but it's after that when it's
I
like, no,
agree with you.
you've been told.
But it's like when you
So.
just like, what's your name? Oh, well, I'm just gonna call you Danny. It's okay. Like that, I think is just.
Oh God, I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
That is disrespectful as shit. That's total no. That's not okay at all.
Yeah.
Welcome to Sam and Stig's crochet corner. What's funny about that is my sister actually just started crocheting like blankets for the kids, but she's actually like designing their patterns herself. So right now she's working on designing Gabriel's, and he has Link in the middle with a little like red tunic. And then she put a little fairy in the corner, and there's like a boss key up top somewhere. And like she designed it all out in a program, and she let him pick what he wanted and stuff. And so it's gonna look awesome when it's done.
That's
And I'm like,
advanced.
you put more effort. She put more effort into that than I would have, because like, there's Link's 3-heart bar. And the first time she showed it to him, 1 heart was white and 2 hearts were red. And he was like, oh, Link has 1 damage. I want Link to have 2 damage. And so she went and she made the middle heart white too. And I'm like, spoiling this child, but also that's just damn cool. I wish like I would have loved that as a kid.
Yep. The most advanced thing I did was make my own sweater.
Blankets. Right, I just made little dice bags. That was it. They were pretty easy. I choose Black Birch as a pen name since my Swedish last name apparently can't be pronounced outside of Scandinavia.
See,
Make them, if people can learn to say Schwarzenegger, they can learn to say anything.
Yeah, it's like that. Have you seen the meme with like, if people know how to pronounce Timothy Chalamet, they can pronounce like insert foreign sounding name here. And I think that's like very true.
I think it's very valid when people like point out some of the really complicated to me household actor names. It's like you can learn to pronounce other ones.
Yeah,
Main name
I did
is
contemplate
Duggan,
having
and it's
like
pronounced
a.
Duggan. Okay, good, I got that. But everyone always says Duggan.
Did contemplate having like a writer name because my name is very Norwegian or like very Scandinavian. But in the end, I just thought that, people should make the effort to understand my name. So I'm not going to be like Mark Writingson or whatever. That was the best one.
I was just like, my name's Googleable, so there you go, people. My last name's Wilder, like Gene Wilder or Billy Wilder, but everybody still says Wilder. See, then you have accents like me where I'm like, that's just Wilder and Wilder to me. So I don't know what the difference there was, but I'm sure someone else can see the difference clear as day. Everyone pronounced my last name wrong all the time. They pronounce it the German way when it's spelled the English way, and there's a family that spells it the German way. Is it turquoise? Because I would say it turquoise like the color.
That doesn't sound German. That's got to be like a pen name.
Oh, that's fair. That could just be a pen name. I didn't think about that. All my names are easy to pronounce. My entire family thought my middle name was Lena until we saw on my birth certificate it says Lena. So are we just talking about the spelling that they thought it was L-N or L-E-N-A, or is it like Lena and Lina? Which funny fact about that, my middle name is Lynn, but it's spelled L-Y-N-E. So I am very mean to my mother, and I'll just be like, yeah, my name's Samantha Line. And she's like, your name is Lynn. And I'm like, my name is Line. Thank you very much. There's not a second N there.
Was that like an Irish spelling or something? Did you tell the story about that?
That's just how she wanted to spell it. Like, that's it.
Samantha Line. Sorry, Sam's mom.
No, my mom was just one of those moms when she was like, I want to spell it uniquely, but thankfully she did it with my middle name, not my first name.
Just be glad your name isn't Lakin or whatever that meme is.
Yes, There have been years where for Halloween my kids are the 3 Links, and like for my niece's last Halloween that we picked her costume, and before she started having opinions on what to be for Halloween, they were all 4 Links, and I was like, yes, we did it. My ex-boss's name is Shanna. Everyone pronounces it. Sorry, the thing went up. Usually when we call her Shanna, her name.
Yeah.
Oh,
I get that,
Shannon. Okay,
Cody.
I see where I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, congratulations on doing
She
the
would
minimal
always.
effort.
She would always just say, "I'm going to call you Audrey." See, I hate when people do that. When they're like, "I'm just gonna call you this thing." I'm like, "No, bitch. I has the name. You're gonna use it. I'm gonna ignore you." Wembley is my married name, but I'm divorced, so I always laugh and think it's funny when somebody pronounces it and spells it wrong. I get Wimberley, Wimble, Wimbledom, Wimpley, and Wimple. I want a Stig created sweater, Jesse says.
I'm never gonna need to know the sweater in my life.
Carrie's
so
not even
tough
gonna try.
love.
There's one other Matt Holland out there I found, but I'll take him out sooner or later. Matt. I'm sorry, the
Sounds
thing's being
ominous.
slow and not switching comments, So is your last, Jesse, as I'm trying to get it to switch to your comment and it's just not doing it. You said you
Oh, it's
gave up
showing
on
up on my
correcting
screen.
people on their last name. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, on my screen it's still okay, there it goes. It's trying to make me look out there, guys. All right, so is your last name Henrizi? Because I would say it Henrici. So tell me if that's wrong. I think that's how I said it when I introduced you, and I don't think you corrected me, so I'm gonna hope it was right. Jesse, I've been wanting to hear your last name. Oh, let's hope I said it right. Yeah, Turquoise is a pen name. My last name is okay.
Dieter.
I
Dieter?
yeah, I would say Dieter, but that is because I had a friend whose name was Dieter, and that is how they spelt their name. So I'm curious as to how it is spelled. Yeah, see, no, my middle name is Line. I'm quite proud of being a
Member of the Line
artistic
Club.
thing. Yeah. My mom's gonna watch these streams one day, and the only stream she will catch is when I'm all like, "Yes, my name is Samantha Line," and she's gonna call me in the middle of a stream. That is not what I named you. Hey, welcome. All right, so I'm gonna try to read these comments right quick. Kit is just Morton. Oh, Jesse says, okay. I think I just let it happen. Okay. Well, if you want, next time we're in a call or something, you can tell me how to pronounce it, and I will try to pronounce it correctly from now on.
Just send me
For
a
the
message.
record, if I say
I'm
anybody's name wrong,
Just
for the
DM me.
record, if I ever pronounce anybody's name wrong, I don't care if it's on a stream. I don't care where it is. You can be like, Sam, that's not how you say my name, and I will try to say it correctly. If I'm not saying it right because of my accent, I beg that you be understanding of that part, because there's only so much I can do about my accent. All right. Now, is everybody ready for the live stream?
For the writing sprint.
I'm waiting for people to say yes. Oh, Matt said it best on Henrizzi. Henrizzi. Okay. All right. People are ready. And 3, 2, 1, go.
See you on the flip side.
All right, the work timer has gone off, and let me put the break timer on. Okay, everybody, while I'm doing this, put how you did in the chat. Stig, how did you do?
I finished my intermission scene, transition scene, whatever you want to call it. 213 words added.
Awesome. I finished reading the pages for a critique partner, and I started scripting. I've got the intro done, and I'm picking my main points for the video, which is for next week's video explaining work to the kids. So that's
How to
fun.
crochet 404? No, 101.
Okay, ready, kaboom. Jesse did 149 words. Audra did 165. Sophie finished a chapter with 260 words. Woohoo!
Damn, I thought you finished chapter
Sherry did 0
260 there.
words, but
That's a long-ass
bought
book.
an e-reader. Chapter 260. There was a book that had like every chapter was a page or a page and a half, and it had over 200 chapters. I don't remember
feel
what
that's
the book
like-
was, so
that's
must
a
have been over
lot.
10 years.
That's a lot.
Started to imagine how I wanted chapter 3 to start. Got stuck on how it sounds. I hate when that happens. Got the first video sequence done. Yeah. Text. Maybe we just have some really fast writers around here. It's possible. So my experience with like word counts is that the longer somebody's been writing, usually the higher their word count's going to be. I think it's just like mainly the typing. You just get faster at typing the more you type and everything. So I think that
makes
adds
sense.
into it. Also how much you already know that you're going to do in the scene. I just know that like as a teenager, I did like 500 words in a half hour, I did like 500 words in an hour, but then like by my 20s, I could easily do 1500 words in an hour. And the only real difference was that I had been typing for 5 or 6 years more by the time I was 20. So
That makes sense.
then now I'm back down to under 1,000 words. Exactly. 0, Pupper wanted to play. I mean, that's valid. 454 new words. Ah, yeah. Tweaked my outline to adjust my characters' lies, fears, and impossible choice in the first arc. Gonna move on to the second. Ah, yeah. 240 words. Woohoo! I've spent the better part of a month editing chapter 5, and I finished that today, so I'm back to chapter 32. Yeah, that's like 28? No, 27. That's 27 chapter difference. I could imagine the disorientation. No, only 41 chapters so far. Almost done.
Only.
Yeah. Only. Still at the midpoint. You can do it, Thomas. Most of the time I write by hand first. That would also, typing versus handwriting can make a difference. I'm a really slow typer. I type super fast, but my thoughts move slow.
I'm a medical professional, so I could never handwrite anything as a first draft because I'm like, what the fuck is that? What am I write? I don't know. Thank God for computers.
In middle school, they were determined that a life skill that we were going to die without was to be able to type without looking at the keyboard. So they made us learn the thing where you put your fingers on ASDF, JKL, colon, and they would put these covers on the keyboard. So the keyboard was just blank. And then we had a program, and we would have to type in the program accurately. And even if we looked at the keyboard, there was nothing to see because everything was blank. But I would still look at the keyboard to make sure that my fingers were going to the right places. So like I
Yeah.
still look when I type, but I know where the letters are. So I
I'm a
feel
gamer,
like
so I can basically do
that can
non-touch at this
also
point.
help. And see, I just love that my middle school was like, every single student needs to know this. But then my high school's like, if you take computers, it's cool to learn it. But if you don't, who cares? And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
well, good thing
It's
I
the
learned
same
it
as
when
in
I
middle
was
school when
10.
they go like, you'll never have a calculator in your pocket when you're at the shops. You need to learn how to do quick math in your head.
What?
Joke's on you.
Doing math in my head is one of my favorite things, though. Helps
Like,
with my
2 + 2
migraines.
is 5. No, it's 4. Quick math. I'm very bad at math.
If only compared to for that, she got you there.
True, Sophie, you make a valid point. I don't like it, but you make a valid
Read
point.
through more of my prequel. It's full on cuteness, but no conflict, so I know it needs a lot of work. I understand that feeling. And it's like, I should kill people. Hey, doll, welcome.
Hey, doll, welcome.
0, I'm doodling. Like, sometimes the accent is just very standard American, and then other times you're like, oh yeah, she's from the South.
Have you ever considered transatlantic?
I just know that around the time I was in high school, they were like, if you move out of the South and you sound Southern, they're gonna think you're stupid. So all of you need to learn to not talk like you're Southern. So we were all taught to speak with what they called the baseline American, which is what most people think of when they think of an American accent. So that's why like my accent comes and goes. I
I
also
love
wanted
accents in
to be a
general,
voice
so I
actor,
just want
so
you to
I
be Southern all
imitated
the
as
time.
many. Yeah. I just imitated as many accents. If I heard an accent, I tried to imitate it. So I know a lot of stereotypical accents and then some real ones, and they just kind of pop out now. The home row keys. Yes, that's what they were called, Matt. Thank you. Bringing back some middle school memories.
Wow,
My
Jesse, you
memories
went to
are
middle school?
from everywhere, almost 3 decades worth. I realize why you said that. Still want to spin kick my middle school computer teacher. Why so? What did they do, Matt? I need to know. I try to edit, but very distracted by Celebrity Family Feud with Nana. Well, I could understand. I'm only a year younger than you. Ah, yeah. The 90s, good time, and early 2000s. So I know that I'm not the only one who does this, but I'm going to complain about it anyway. In my mind, the 90s and the 2000s are just one decade. So I'm like, most of my teen years, literally 10 to 19, are in 2000 to 2019. But I still refer to it as the 90s. And I'm like, I need to stop doing that. But I just can't. I cannot.
Was an old man in the
I learned how to
2000s.
You're not that much older than me, I think. Less than
You're
5
like
years, right?
you're like 12 and I'm like 50, was it? I forget.
Yeah, okay, my bad. A little more than 5 years. I learned, but now I only use a phone and tablet, so things changed. Yeah. The home row keys saved me, though. I can type words and letters super fast. Numbers, right? I'm like, where are the number keys? Like, the number pad is my best friend. Without it, I am lost. It just happens. Well, we've been talking accents on and off like all stream today. Stig, you're right. I dropped out after. No,
Wow, you went
Jesse.
to elementary school, Jesse? Impressed. Now you're just flexing.
The shade. I remember reading about John Borrowman, who is Scottish. When his family moved to the States, he was picked on for his accent. So he worked on his American, and now he can do all kinds in his acting. Yeah, I think it's good to try to learn to do a lot of different ones, especially since through imitating the accents, you can you pick up on those sounds that you wouldn't otherwise be able to do when you're older. So I heavily encourage my children to try any and all weird things. Yeah, I'm a 90s thousands kid. See, there's a whole decade that everyone just likes to skip. The thousands existed. That's where most 90s emo grunge comes from, is the thousands. But it's like, no, that's 90s grunge. You're right. The media culture is 90s and early 2000s. Yeah, those. That's like a lot of the 80s too was in the early 90s because it's that switching over of the decades. The 90s was my childhood, 2000s was my teens. Yep. 80s baby, 90s kids. That's one of the best ways I've seen it phrased. Yeah. Actually, if I had gone to college the year I graduated high school, I would have started college at 17 because I have an early birthday.
I was already in
For our
college in
school year.
2018. 2008, I mean. How old was I? I was 20. Yeah, I was 20.
Yeah, and 2018 was like 2 years ago. That's
Yeah.
It's
been a long March, okay? It's been a very long March.
It has. I was 5 when the 80s ended. I wasn't born.
You're born in the 90s?
It makes you feel like I was born in 1990.
Wow, you're so youthful.
August 1990. I will be 30 in August, which I'm super excited about because, like, my birthday. yeah, my birthday is August 30th. So I've like been waiting since I was 5 to turn 30 because I was like, I want to match my birthday.
Yep, it all
And
goes
like
downhill after
everybody
30.
else that I knew, they were like, oh man, I don't ever want to be 30. And I'm like, I didn't like turning 29 because I think 29 is an ugly number. But
yeah, it's like when you're
30 is
29, you're in
pretty.
your late 20s, which isn't very cute. But then you turn 30, you're in your young 30s, and that is very cute because that's currently where I'm at.
I was like, I'm really into numbers, and for some reason I judge numbers aesthetically. I don't like judge much aesthetically, but numbers I do. And when I turned 27, I was like, yes, I love 27. 27 is like one of the best numbers ever. And my best friend, he was like, I know why I like the number 27. Why do you like the number 27? And I'm like, because it's 3 times 3 times 3. So it's 3 times itself. 3
Ow, my brain
times.
hurts.
And he was like, of course, that's why. 3 cubed. So it's also 9 times 3.
So where does 17 rank on like the aesthetic number scale?
It's kind of
Ouch.
It's fine. It's nothing bad. It's just very neutral. Early thousands were hella good. Oh, that speaking of like early thousands emo grunge music, there was this song lately that Jesse, you're what, 13? I'm only 11.
Oh, the kids these days.
I
Are you allowed
don't
to be up
remember
this
what the
late?
song was. Fox, DM me. Fox, DM me the song, but there was a song that I heard recently that I'm like, this sounds like it should have come out in the thousands, but I know that it didn't because like the quality is too smooth. And like I got into a friend argument with somebody over it, and then it was proven that it came out recently, and I was like, ha! I know my 90s grunge, even though it was 2000s grunge. It's fine. Hating on 29. I'll be there on the 13th. Well, enjoy your number for the year. I make no apologies. I've been 29 for almost a year, so can't wait to break into 30. Carrie just entered the second half of her 30s. Turned 25 in November. Say I'm trying to summon a demon with this math talk. I have a summoning circle, kind of.
Make her stop, please.
27 is Weird Al Yankovic's favorite number. Well, Weird Al Yankovic has good taste in numbers. My sister's BFFs was going through her quarter life crisis just before she turned 25. My sister said, "Yeah, I felt that for about 3 seconds, but Carrie's always going to be 5 years older, so I don't give a fuck." That's just code. But also, I'm 5 and 6 years older than my two sisters, so I guess they could, I am the demon. Yeah. Well, we know who the demon is. Well, Jesse, don't fight. I think it's Leora. Fox DM'd me that he doesn't remember the name. Now
Oh no.
I have to find out the name on the next sprint. Everyone else is gonna be like, "I got words in," and I'm like, "I found the song."
I wonder what song it is. I'm trying to think of any like new songs, but only on
I
music from
don't
the
know.
2000s.
Really bothering me. I don't know. I heard it because one of my children was watching a YouTube video with it, and I was
Is it
like,
Baby
"What is
Shark
this
by any
song?
chance?
This song like speaks to my." Yes, totally. It was an emo crunch
2000
remix
grunge
of
Baby Shark
Shark.
song.
Excuse me. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your kids are? Well, it's 8:30 p.m. and they're upstairs.
It's 3:30 a.m. in Norway. Get on my
No,
level, bitches.
okay.
Living in the future.
So we're currently in June, which is heavy storm season in Tennessee, and with storms comes post drone. So I can't remember anything past 10 minutes ago. That's not written down. I'd never be
But-
able to figure it out. I can but it's okay. I don't remember. Don't worry, guys. I'll find it. I can literally find a song that I'm thinking of with just like the melody and 2 random facts that I'll remember. Okay, so with that in mind, our break. Sorry, I just saw a DM. Our break is over, so I should get this sprint started before I get sidetracked again.
But I want
It's
to know
very
the
easy to
song,
sidetrack
Sam.
me right now. I will dedicate this sprint to finding it. Don't you worry. All right. 1, 2, 3, go.
So sad I
Hello?
can't hear the explosion.
I'm sorry. I can see if there's a way
I
that
feel
I can
robbed.
fix that later. So I am I'm a year into my search history on YouTube. So I'm still looking.
Oh,
I have a
you
lot of
had
other songs
15
stuck in my
minutes,
head
Sam.
now.
15 minutes.
And Fox is also trying to remember what it was, and he's like, I know exactly what you're talking about. He remembers the conversation, but beyond that, no idea either. So we're looking.
It's not very helpful, is it, Fox?
It's not. He sent me thumbnails for Wednesday's video that I was supposed to look at, and I'm like, I want to find the song first. But YouTube's also like, these are stuff you looked up a year ago. Are you sure you want us to keep looking back in your history? And I'm like, yes, I will find it. All right, so everybody, let us know how productive your 15 minutes was.
I wrote approximately 200 words again, but what was intended as a kind of a meet-cute scene between my two love interests, or my romance in the book, turned kind of dark.
Oh, well. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, it adds tension, but I'm like, this wasn't supposed to go how this goes. Also, I misspelled the
I'm
word
sorry,
so
Matt.
badly
I'm
that
gonna try.
Word won't recognize it.
If worst come to worst, I will log on to my daughter's history and see if I can find it there. Sorry, I thought you'd finished talking, Stig. Was there anything else you wanted to add?
How do you spell begrudgingly? Because Word doesn't recognize my spelling, and it doesn't have any suggestions.
I'll type it to you.
Yeah, that's one of the downside of being a non-native English speaker writing in English. Sometimes I just use wrong words, and I'm like, that doesn't make no sense.
To be fair, I actually spelled it begrudgingly, but like the spelling correct knew what I meant, so there you go. It's got your back.
Thank you, spelling
And I
correction.
am a native speaker, so
Yeah, sometimes I'll get comments or feedbacks like, this is not an English word. Did you mean this instead? And I'm like, sure did, Sparrow. Thank you.
that's okay. Sometimes I get comments like, Sam, that's the completely and totally wrong word. I think you meant this one. And I'm like, maybe. No, I would never do that.
It's a known fact that writers can't write anyway, so where would we be without spell check?
I also sometimes hate, because somebody will ask me my opinion on a picture or something, and then I'm like, oh yeah, so I think the text should be moved over to the right, and then they're like, do you mean the left? And I'm like, yes, I
The
did.
other right. How did you know?
the other right, yeah. And it's like, in my head I knew the left and I know what the left is, but I said the right, and I'm like, but so usually if I say stage left or stage right, that sticks a lot easier for me, but I know most people don't know what that means, so sad. Right. Jesse spent half of the sprint discouraged about ending a scene that overstayed its welcome. Aw, I hate when that happens. They moved on to another scene at the very end. Now I'm sad the sprint's over. Well, we've got another one. Because, let me turn the break timer on. Yeah, I'll do one more sprint tonight. 2:49 words. Woohoo! Dug out my planner that I haven't touched since February to try and keep up with a few things that I'm slacking on. Yeah, I need to update my planner too. 420. Aw, yeah. It's good word count. Ooh, excuse me. 87 words. The imposter syndrome? Well, the imposter syndrome kindly fuck away.
Yeah, I feel you, Sparrow. I feel you.
670. Woo. 467. Woo. Woo! Sophie also wooed. Turned kind of dark. Did someone lick tears?
I mean, it turned dark. It didn't turn disgusting, Jesse. There's a fine, distinct difference there. But I do love your tear licking, so, you know.
I mean, why not both? 5:33 words. Started early. That's perfectly fine. Almost at the climax. The finale plan for that should probably be final. The final plan for the enemy is on the countdown.
TikTok villain.
283. I'll take it, all things considered. Aw, yeah. 61. I had to research ancient hangover cures. I went with the most normal sounding, sorry, I was about to say surrounding, sounding one, vinegar, because I know how to describe it. Aw, yeah. Thomas also got your back. You're welcome, Stig. To quote Inigo Montoya, you keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means. So, fun fact for just anybody who's not super familiar with dyslexia, one symptom of dyslexia is actually just replacing one word with another word. And the closer in similarity the words, the easier it is to do. Like wonder and wander, I consciously know the difference. I definitely know the difference. And if I read them, I know the difference, but that will not stop me from using the wrong one half of the time. And I do that with like a lot of different words. So it's always the same words too. It's extremely consistent.
My name is Inigo Montoya and you killed my grandma.
No, not the grandma. Okay, have fun, kid. Well, yes, I hope you have fun in whatever you're doing.
See you, Candy.
See ya. I read enough of my prequel to know it needs a complete overhaul. I know what the problem is. I first wrote it when we switched the series over from fan fiction. I understand that problem too well.
What fanfiction or fandom are you writing from, Mary? Curious minds want to know. I also wrote fanfiction. Now I write OG stuff.
Character design is hard, trying to come up with an outfit that fits the mood. I love in-world fashion. I feel like I do that sometimes, mostly with numbers. There's also something called dyscalculia, which I'm not saying that you have, I'm just bringing it up because it's a really fun word to say. But dyscalculia is basically dyslexia, but specifically with numbers.
Ah, it all comes
And
together now.
And I'm like, I understand why dyscalculia is the number one, but why can't dyslexia be that fun to say?
I don't know if it's like this in American schools, but in Norway there's like different tiers of math you can do. So there's like an easy one, and then there's like advanced one, and then there's like calculus all the way at the end. And it was me and another girl in the class in high school. We were not smart enough for the easy math, so we had to get like a middle school grade kind of book. So we did like super basic stuff.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm just really stupid.
Yeah,
That's
we
it.
have. Yeah, when we get to, so depends on where you are in the country, but sometimes it'll start as early as middle school. There's like algebra 1, algebra 2, geometry, calculus, pre-calculus, pre-calculus, then calculus, trigonometry, all the fun ones.
Yeah, I love geometry. That's like the circles and shapes and stuff, isn't it? Geometry.
Which one? Sorry, it cut out.
Geometry.
Yes,
That's like,
geometry. I hate it. Yeah, I loved math because I'm really good with numbers and good at doing it in my head. And I didn't know I was dyslexic until I was in my 20s. So letters, I didn't understand why they fucked me up. So it just made me feel stupid. Now I'm like, okay, it's not like my intelligence level. My brain just works weird. But I didn't know that as a kid and as a teenager. So I just felt dumb. And that's why I really loved numbers, because numbers were so easy, and I got that, and I'm like, yes. And then algebra came, and they added letters to my numbers, and I was like, why would you do this to me?
yeah.
So I felt so betrayed.
They say that geometry is
And then they
people
add
who's bad at
shapes
math,
to
they love
it.
geometry because it's like shapes and more like visuals kind of stuff. But people who love
Yeah.
math are bad at geometry because they love like letters and like pluses and whatever math stuff is.
Yeah.
So I just find that interesting.
It's a sad thing. I have both dyslexia and dyscalculia. School is fun. I bet. It's something I'm trying to keep an eye on with the kids because I'm like, I want to catch it as soon as possible if they have it, but also I don't want to just be like they are and like overdo it. So just trying to keep an eye on it. My grandfather was a math professor. If I had trouble, my parents just sent me there. See, because I process things differently, I do my math backwards. I do the tens place first. So or the hundreds place. So I will do the farthest one over. So my brain just goes, okay, so the ones and the tens are going to carry over this much. So the hundreds will be this, and then the middle one will be this. And so that's just how I do it. And I do it really quickly. I just skip around and I do different steps, but I always got to the right. Yeah, see, it's my dad tried to help me with math. He's really good at math. He can do super big problems in his head like that.
Like
But
25 plus 25.
But he couldn't figure out how to help me with it because I just couldn't do it the way he was showing me, and I couldn't do it the way the teachers wanted me to do it. So he and I would just be so frustrated to tears. And my papa, who was a truck driver, he would be home on weekends. So he came out to the picnic table in the front yard one day and he was looking at my math homework and he just went, "Hey Sam, what if you try to do it this way?" And I was like, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. And so from that point on, if I ever had problems with math, my grandfather would help me. And I was one of the fastest kids in class when it came to math. And then when I'm 20, right? And I'm sitting in my bedroom and I'm watching this Disney Channel announcement on dyslexia. And I'm like, that sounds a lot like me. And I call my grandmother and I'm like, hey, grandma, I think I might be dyslexic. And I think mom is too, because she writes things backwards sometimes. And grandma goes, oh, yeah, you and your mother probably are. I mean, it runs in the family. And I'm like, is it what? And then she's like, yeah, I mean, your grandfather's dyslexic too. That's why he could always help you at math. And I'm like, excuse?
I feel like
you
this is information she should have
you
divulged earlier.
Right? I'm like, you think this isn't something I needed to know? And she's like, well, it wasn't really, nobody knew how to deal with it when your mother was growing up. And then, you still got good grades and everything. So it didn't seem to be a problem. And I'm like,
Ma'am, please.
grandmother now. But, that was just a fun conversation. It was a mashup of, to answer your question, Stig, it was a mashup of all the fandoms my bestie and I loved over the years, mainly Smallville and the Monkeys with a hint of Supernatural. It evolved into its own original series.
What's the Monkeys?
Excuse me, I don't know. What is the Monkeys? There's a little nugget in the back of my brain going, you do know what that is. And I'm like, but I can't remember, brain. Why?
It's a question for the next spring,
Math was
Sam.
just boring for me. Yeah, that's valid. Not everybody likes every subject in school. I loved most of them, but not, all of them. I was told I had dyslexia in elementary school and dyscalculia during the start of middle school. Well, I'm glad that they caught that early for you. That's good. Because I just felt stupid a lot. I was really good at math. It just made me want to slam my head into the wall. I can understand that feeling sometimes when I'm trying to explain math to somebody. But now knowing that I just don't function the same way other people do, I'm a lot more patient with it. I just learned grade 2 math until I got into high school, grade 9 math. Grade 9 teacher was not happy. That was a fun, I could imagine. That's 7 grades worth of math to catch up on. I have a friend who has 5 master's degrees in math and he's working on his PhD. He loves math. He's
what
a
a nerd, eh?
professor. Some troll gave him 1 stars on Rate My Professor. Aw. They were a band. Ah, yes. Thank
They
you.
were? Name one famous song.
I that's like the 60s or 70s. Hey, hey, we're the
Like,
monkeys. Yes, thank
hey,
you.
hey,
Okay,
we're the
cool.
monkeys and we love bananas. Watch us swing in trees.
Not gonna lie, I probably know them because of Scooby Doo. That's probably how I know them. Won't
Yeah.
lie. My favorite band of all time. I fell in love with them when I was 12. Oh yeah.
I thought I was enlightened, but how come I never heard of the monkeys?
Sure, there's a lot of bands. Monkeys were the animated band, I think.
I mean, to be fair, I was like minus 25 years in the 60s, so.
Minus 25 years. I
My
don't
mom is
think
born in
they were
1960, so.
I don't think they had animated bands in the 60s.
Do they have
They
television?
were,
Is that a thing?
yes, they had television. I just don't think bands were animated like that yet. Okay, they were on the Archies. The stars existed only on animation cells, which with music done by studio musicians. Okay.
Is it like that? Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Is that the monkeys?
Yes, I think so. Oh.
Okay. Thank you for clearing that up, Mary. It's been very informative tonight.
Oh, daydream believer. See,
I'm a
okay.
homecoming
There's
queen.
a lot of bands. The Gorillaz is not from the 60s, Jesse. Which is specifically what I was referring to. But there's a lot of bands that I'll like know a lot of their music or something, and I just don't recognize the name or connect the name with the music because I was a small child.
In the 60s, you were a small child, Sam?
Yes, totally. I more meant when I knew of the songs, but
Okay, that makes more sense, I guess.
I didn't know Yellow Submarine was an animated band. The 60s
Isn't that
aren't
like a
real
Beatles
anyway.
song?
Yeah, I thought. Okay, so for the record, an animated band and an animated music video are two different things to me. Because, like, the Gorillaz is a 100% animated band. Like, all of their performances were animated for a very long time. Also, shit. What are they? That electric. They sing
Daft
blue
Punk?
da ba dee da ba die. Yes. Thank you. Daft Punk also, like, they did the animate. They were completely animated for a very long time, and even when they did live performances, their like helmets were done. So that's more like what I was thinking than just like cartoon animated music videos and stuff. Oh, the Gorillaz. Okay.
Not from the
So
60s.
yeah, those are not the. Yeah, they're not from the 60s, and they're not the monkeys. Okay, Yellow Submarine was an animated movie starring the Beatles. So.
Okay. Thank
My
you
husband
for your
immediately
contribution, Chris.
recognized the monkeys and started singing it. Right? Where were you 2 minutes ago?
Ask him about that song we can't
The
remember from
Beatles.
2000s. Or the 2000 songs from the present day we can't remember.
He won't know it. He won't know it. He hates punk grunge. Although that does. So we were in the car one day and he was like, man, this guy on this motorcycle was playing this one like really shitty song from that you used to listen to, and I knew what it was immediately just from that. Babe, do you remember what that song was? Yes, the Hoobastank song, Crawling in the Dark. I was like, do you mean Crawling in the Dark by Hoobastank? And he looks at me and he's like, how did you know I meant that one off the
It's like
description?
that
He
one
was
shitty
playing
song
a
you
really
like.
shitty grunge song. And I'm like, well, because you hate that song and I love it, and I know that you would describe it that way. And he's like, and it was great because that's all he said was just that shitty grunge song that I like, and I'm like, Hoobastank? Even though there's a lot more of them, but yeah. Okay, you can have a drink, even though there's other drinks in the house. You must come for mine.
No.
Hello, small
All right.
one.
So, is everybody ready for our last sprint of the night?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Where, or instead of do anything productive, I'm just gonna keep looking for that song.
I'm gonna turn this creepy meat cute or meat dark into a meat cute somehow.
I might have found it. All right, so while I listen to this to determine if it is the song or not, let me restart the timer.
Good night, Thomas.
Oh my gosh, my husband keeps singing that song. Okay. Eiffel 65 sings I'm the Blues song, but I was thinking of Daft Punk, so I just mixed those two up. The funniest thing, I was born in 75, way after the Monkees went off the air. Yeah. I like a lot of bands that were before my time too, so it's fine.
For some reason, I was obsessed with Nancy Sinatra as a teenager. That was definitely before
She can
1988.
sing, no.
Oh, she looks so fucking cool.
I'm ready to write this Mass Effect scene. Cool.
It is 4:12
Alright,
a.m.
well,
here.
it's 9:12 here, so. Alright, 1, 2, 3, go. All right. Well, how did everybody do for the final sprint?
I hit another 200 words.
Yeah.
Which brings my
I
total
have
to
officially
1,100 for this write-in, which I'm very pleased with.
awesome. I've officially logged into my child's account and am just scrolling back through her watch history to try to find it. I
Are
really
you
want to
still on
know
the
what the
song?
song is now. Yes, I will figure it out. What?
Thank you for taking the sacrifice.
Go to shirt.
No, baby, I think mommy's thinking of a different song, but thank you. My oldest tried to help me. All right. Jesse did 569 words this time. He knew switching over to another scene would be super helpful. Awesome. Mary had to close her doc, couldn't take the cringe anymore. I think I may be a little burned out. A break sounds good. Audra did 171. Dumb Little Fox did 769. Aw, yeah.
769? What the fuck is wrong with you? Or me, for that matter. That's really well done.
If my brain just died. There we go. 194 this time. Aw, yeah. 255. Part of it was spent choking. Oh no, don't choke, Matt.
Or do choke,
666. It
whatever
was
you're
mainly
into, no
dialogue
judgment.
about a demon. That's a very appropriate number for the demon. What kind of song are you? Okay. I can't really give you much.
Oh no. She disappeared. Or did I disappear? All by myself. Oh. Shit. Oh, there she is. Hi.
My oldest sat on the router and then knocked it on the floor by accident.
But she's
It's
back
fine.
now.
Yep. Okay. So it's a song I heard 2 years ago, and it was I want to say it's a very 90s-esque grunge song, but it didn't come out in the 90s. It actually came out like post 2010. So, and that's all I can remember about the song, which is why it's a little hard to find. But I'm determined to find it. That's like what I'm going to spend the rest of my night doing. 476 plus a few other places that I didn't count, so probably 500. Aw, yeah. 1,289 words. Copy and pasted a couple scenes from a character point of view, and now I need to change that point of view to another character point of view. Awesome. Ooh,
15
excuse me.
points of view.
15
God
points of
damn,
view.
woman.
That's a lot.
Or person.
Welcome back. So, yeah, it's like I said, that was my child. Knocked over my
Also,
router,
just
but
a
it's fine.
general shout out to Sophie's hair. It's amazing.
Haha, it's beautiful.
Yeah. It looks like a wig, and I mean that in the most complimentary
Yeah.
way ever.
So to be fair, he like just wanted to sit next to me because he was trying to help me figure out the song, and the only chair next to me had the old router in it. We're getting a new router that should be in tomorrow or Wednesday. So, but yeah, I can see him. It's fine. I
Dun, dun,
unlike
dun,
the fur
dun.
children, I
Dun,
generally
dun,
know where
dun,
the
dun, 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 dun,
human
dun.
children are. Okay, so well, I think we should go ahead and sign off, and I'll tweet when I find the song. So everybody, if
Please
you don't
tag me
follow
because I'm
me on
dying to know.
So, everyone, if you want to know what this song is, whether it's in 5 minutes or at 3 in the morning, I'm going to tweet what it is. And at some point, one of the lyrics will pop into my head and I'll be able to find it that way. That's really what I'm waiting for. I like the melody has sort of started coming back to me, so all I have to do is wait. But yes. So let's do the sign outs. I am writer mom Samantha L. Nasset. I do live streams like this every Monday for the foreseeable future. And I like to have a guest, which currently it's kind of randomized. So normally I try to post up on Friday. You can follow me at Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and Facebook, Samantha L. Nasset. Just whatever is your poison. Go Stig.
My name is Stig Dyrdal. I'm a struggling writer too. You can find me at Stig Dyrdal on Twitter, Instagram, which is where I'm most active, and YouTube, where I plan to start at some point. And thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Oh, also, I almost have all of my feedback for my round 1 betas. So I will be editing Not For Her soon and starting round 2 soon. So anybody who wants to beta read Not For Her, a story about a shady man trying to do the right things for mostly selfish reasons, go ahead and apply at my website, samanthallnasset.com.
It's a very good
And
story, so
anybody...
you should do it.
Thank you. And anybody who's watching, who watched this after it was posted and not live, thank you very much. Michael, you want to say bye?
Bye.
Say goodnight.
Bye.
Good night,
All right.
Michael.
See y'all later.
Bye.
Oh, you're welcome to everyone who's saying thank you. Bye. Yes. End the broadcast. There we go.